Drink coffee, but don't make these mistakes. After water, coffee is the most consumed beverage on the planet. Its fame is well-deserved, it's good, has benefits, and also gives you energy and focus to handle busy days. But there are mistakes you absolutely shouldn't make when drinking coffee. If you do, coffee will start to harm you. So come with me to find out what these mistakes are and how to avoid them. Number 5. Sweeteners and ingredients. Coffee in its purest form is a drink that offers several health benefits, such as improving focus and speeding up metabolism. However, what many people don't realize is that the ingredients we add to coffee can turn this healthy beverage into a calorie trap. Sweeteners, sugar, whipped cream, condensed milk, and syrups are some options that, although delicious, can compromise the benefits that coffee offers. Adding sugar to coffee is one of the most common habits. While it's a quick way to make coffee more pleasant to the taste, sugar is one of the biggest villains for your health. Excessive sugar consumption is linked to a range of problems, such as obesity, diabetes, and an increased risk of heart disease. If you usually add several spoons of sugar to your coffee, it's worth reconsidering this habit. A good alternative is to gradually reduce the amount until your taste buds get used to the flavor of black coffee. Another common mistake is using creams and whipped cream in coffee. These ingredients, while adding flavor and texture, are also loaded with fat and calories. Though they're quite tempting, especially in specialty coffees or desserts, these ingredients can turn a simple cup of coffee into a real calorie bomb. If your goal is to keep the benefits of coffee, try avoiding these ingredients or at least save them for special occasions. Flavored syrups, which are very popular in coffee shops, are also something to watch out for. They can add interesting flavors to coffee, like vanilla, caramel, or hazelnut, but they're usually full of sugar and artificial colorings. Like sugar, these syrups can cancel out the benefits of the drink and increase your daily calorie intake without you even noticing. If you like experimenting with different flavors, try healthier options like cinnamon or cocoa powder, which not only add flavor but also bring additional health benefits. Artificial sweeteners like saccharin or aspartame are also frequent choices for those wanting to avoid sugar but still enjoy sweet coffee. However, some studies suggest that these sweeteners can negatively affect metabolism and even increase cravings for sweeter foods. If you really don't like black coffee, it might be worth trying natural sweeteners like stevia or xylitol, which have fewer negative impacts on health. So what's the best option? Black coffee, without sugar or extra ingredients, is always recommended for those who want to enjoy all the benefits of this popular drink. It might be hard at first, but over time, you'll get used to the pure taste of coffee and realize it's much more pleasant than you initially thought. Number 4. Timing of consumption. Coffee is a great way to start the day, but have you ever thought about the best time to drink your cup? Many people don't consider that the timing of their coffee consumption can affect their routine, especially when it comes to sleep. While coffee is a source of energy and focus, drinking it at the wrong times can harm your rest and even your health. One of the most common mistakes is drinking coffee in the late afternoon or evening. If you usually drink coffee to stay up late, know that it could be affecting the quality of your sleep. Caffeine is a stimulant that stays in your body for hours, and drinking coffee after 4 in the afternoon can make it harder to fall asleep and may cause you to wake up in the middle of the night. For those who already have trouble sleeping, avoiding coffee in the afternoon can be a big help. Moreover, caffeine sensitivity varies from person to person. While some can drink a cup of coffee at night and sleep just fine, others may have their sleep disrupted by a simple dose in the morning. It's important to pay attention to how your body reacts to caffeine. If you notice you have trouble sleeping even after drinking coffee early in the day, it might be worth cutting back or limiting coffee to the morning. Another important point is the effect of coffee on your circadian rhythm, the body's biological clock. Drinking coffee right after waking up, for example, can interfere with the natural production of cortisol, the hormone that keeps us alert. That's why many experts recommend drinking coffee about an hour after waking up when cortisol levels are more balanced. This way, you'll better enjoy caffeine's stimulating effects. But what about during lunch? Is it a good idea to have coffee? For many, coffee after a meal is a common habit. However, it may be more beneficial to wait a bit before having your cup. Caffeine can interfere with nutrient absorption, especially iron, so it's recommended to wait at least half an hour after meals to avoid these effects. Small adjustments to your routine can make a big difference in the benefits you get from coffee. If you enjoy having coffee in the afternoon, a good alternative is to go for decaffeinated coffee. It maintains the coffee flavor but with much less caffeine, helping you avoid sleep problems. Number 3. Amount of coffee. Although coffee has many benefits, too much of it can end up being harmful. A moderate dose of caffeine can improve concentration and boost energy, but overdoing it can have negative effects on the body, such as anxiety, dehydration, and even heart palpitations. The general recommendation for healthy adults is to consume no more than 4 cups of coffee per day. However, this amount can vary from person to person depending on their sensitivity to caffeine. If you notice that you feel jittery, anxious, or have trouble sleeping even after drinking less coffee, it might be a good idea to cut back. The important thing is to recognize the signs from your body. One of the most common negative effects of too much coffee is dehydration. Caffeine has a mild diuretic effect, meaning it causes your body to lose fluids faster. If you're drinking several cups of coffee throughout the day, it's essential to compensate for this loss by drinking plenty of water. Many people forget that, while coffee is a liquid, it doesn't replace the body's need for water. Another problem related to excessive coffee consumption is increased anxiety. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system, and high doses can intensify anxiety symptoms like nervousness and difficulty concentrating. If you already struggle with anxiety, it's important to be mindful of how much coffee you drink. Reducing the number of cups may help manage these symptoms and improve your well-being. Heart palpitations are another possible side effect of excessive coffee consumption. Caffeine can increase your heart rate, and in more sensitive individuals, it can cause a feeling of discomfort in the chest. If you notice these symptoms after drinking coffee, consider cutting back or opting for decaffeinated versions. It's not worth compromising your health over 1 extra cup. So, if you're a coffee lover, moderation is key. Number 2. Proper hydration. Many people believe that because coffee is a liquid, it can help keep the body hydrated. However, this idea isn't entirely accurate. While coffee contains water, the diuretic effect of caffeine causes the body to lose fluids faster. This means that when you drink coffee, your body may end up losing more water than it gains, leading to dehydration, especially if you're not drinking enough fluids throughout the day. The diuretic effect of coffee may be mild in people who are used to drinking it regularly, but even so, it's important to remember that it doesn't replace the need for plain water. Water is essential for many bodily functions, including regulating temperature, aiding digestion, and maintaining healthy skin. So, as much as you love your coffee, it can't be your only source of fluids. A good practice for regular coffee drinkers is to increase their water intake throughout the day. A simple tip is to follow every cup of coffee with a glass of water. This helps balance the effects of caffeine and ensures your body is getting the water it needs. If you work in an environment where coffee is always available, like in offices, make sure you always have a bottle of water within reach. Another important point is to avoid replacing necessary hydration after physical exercise with coffee. Many people like to have a cup of coffee after a workout to feel more energized, but the body needs water to replenish the fluids lost during exercise. Coffee can be enjoyed after a good glass of water, but it should never be the first choice to hydrate after physical activity. Additionally, drinking water regularly throughout the day helps prevent some of the negative effects of coffee, such as dehydration and increased anxiety. If you notice that your mouth is dry or you're constantly thirsty, these could be signs that you need to drink more water. Pay attention to these signs and adjust your fluid intake as needed, especially if you're a regular coffee drinker. Number 1. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. For many people, coffee is the favorite way to start the day. However, it's important to be aware of the impacts coffee consumption can have on those with gastritis or anxiety. While coffee has its benefits, as we've seen throughout this video, it can also be harmful when consumed inappropriately, especially for those who already have pre-existing health issues. Gastritis is an inflammation of the stomach lining that can be triggered or worsened by consuming acidic foods and beverages, like coffee. That's why drinking coffee on an empty stomach is one of the biggest mistakes for people with gastritis. When your stomach is empty, it produces more gastric acid, and coffee, being naturally acidic, can further irritate the stomach lining. This can cause symptoms like heartburn, abdominal pain, and even nausea. To avoid these effects, it's recommended that people with gastritis avoid drinking coffee without having eaten something first. A simple snack, like a slice of bread or a piece of fruit, can help reduce coffee's impact on the stomach. Another important tip for those with gastritis is to choose less acidic coffee options, like coffee with lower acidity or decaf. This can help reduce symptoms without having to give up your daily cup. Additionally, Cutting back on the amount of coffee consumed throughout the day can also be an effective measure to minimize gastritis symptoms. If you notice that coffee is causing discomfort, consider reducing your intake or adjusting how you prepare it. Now, let's talk about another important aspect: coffee's impact on anxiety. As mentioned earlier, caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant, and for those who already suffer from anxiety, excessive coffee consumption can be a trigger. Large amounts of caffeine can increase feelings of nervousness, agitation, and even cause heart palpitations. This happens because caffeine stimulates the release of adrenaline, which can intensify anxiety symptoms. If you have anxiety, moderation in coffee consumption is essential. A good strategy is to limit yourself to 1 or 2 cups a day and observe how your body reacts. It's also worth trying coffee with lower caffeine content or opting for decaffeinated drinks, which offer the taste of coffee without the stimulating effect of caffeine. Additionally, whenever possible, try not to use coffee as a quick fix to combat fatigue or stress, as it can end up worsening your anxiety. Another common mistake is thinking that coffee can improve focus and concentration in moments of stress. While caffeine can indeed improve short-term alertness, its effect on anxiety can hinder long-term performance. If you notice you're feeling too anxious after drinking coffee, try taking a break and breathing deeply. Sometimes, cutting back on caffeine can be the key to improving your mental well-being. Now that we've covered all these points, it's important to remember that coffee isn't the villain. How we consume it makes all the difference. So next time you go to enjoy your cup of coffee, keep these tips from this video in mind and make more conscious choices. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive more tips like this. Here, all videos are made with your best interest in mind, helping you improve more and more. In the video now appearing on your screen, I talk about the mistakes you must avoid when eating eggs. Click the screen and check it out. See you there.